Okay, so that was the second time I've seen that, and that was the second time for you as well.
That's right.
I like that we got lots of messages across Twitter and other places letting us know that this was out in case we were sleeping. Um,
I thought that was nice. I got a lot of texts. I got a lot of messages, and yeah, that was cool. I was excited because I did not know until people started texting me that came out.
I did know because someone had messaged us through Twitter and said, "Are you excited for Saturday?" And I was like, "I'm assuming this is Werewolf by Night related. So what is there a teaser coming?" So yeah, we have people that are looking out for us. That's awesome.
It is awesome.
Yeah, honestly, the first time I watched it before I messaged you this morning and said let's do a reaction, I was a little overwhelmed by all of it. It was just I was trying to take everything in, so I feel like I took nothing in. Um, so yeah, watching that a second time, I feel like I'm starting to get a little handle on what I'm seeing more, and I'm pretty excited about it. What are your initial thoughts?
Yeah, I really had the exact same experience. I watched it once people started texting me. I watched it and I was just like, wow, it's just a lot. There's a lot to take in. I didn't quite, I didn't quite get the tone yet. I didn't. It was just too much. I think we've been waiting for this for so long that I don't know, I was like a 5-year-old with overstimulated or something. And so, yeah, watching it again. I mean, I'm really excited. I think it's awesome. I love that it's in black and white. I love the font for the title. Like something of, I mean, it's just, it seems to be drawing from a lot of different things. It seems to have like a universal horror film kind of feel to it. I still, was that Man Thing?
Oh, that's Man Thing.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and if you haven't seen the poster for it yet, I really want to get a poster.
Oh
It's
my
kind of,
God.
have you seen it? It's like,
Yeah, it's so good. That is as comics accurate of a Plug Werewolf by Night silhouette as I've ever seen.
yeah. So the actor that plays Jack Russell, which is Gael Garcia Bernal, kind of in profile, turning towards the camera and looking. It's all in sepia tone, and he's casting a shadow of a snarling werewolf onto the wall, which looks so cool.
Oh my God. Yeah, I know.
Gonna need that framed on my wall.
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need that. I'm excited for Bernal to play Jack Russell. I mean, he's a great actor. Did you watch Station 13?
No, I still haven't seen that yet.
Oh
I've
my
been
God, it's
recommended
so,
it many times.
oh God, it's so good, and he's so good in it. And yeah, so I mean, I'm not expecting a direct translation of the 70s Werewolf by Night comic by Jerry Conway and Mike Plug. Obviously. I mean, Bernal is much older than 18. There's definitely going to be changes that I expect. People that listen to our show know my feelings about comics and movies. I kind of think the mediums are almost incongruous in a lot of ways. I don't expect them to directly translate to each other. And no film or TV show based on a comic book has ever been a direct translation. I almost feel when it tries to, it fails, which you could say with Zack Snyder's Watchmen, which is almost, that's panel for panel, nearly, and it's the fucking worst. And so, yeah, I don't think that works. And I like that it's different things. And I like that, and we've talked about also on our show a lot how, Werewolf by Night is a very obscure character. There are not a ton of people who know exactly what happened in the 70s comics, the tone, the feel, the characters. So there's not a lot of expectation to maybe stay true or faithful to it. And I think that's great. I don't give a shit. I'm excited for someone to do something new with it. And this definitely looks new. It looks like it has a lot of elements of horror. It looks like there might be a little camp involved, which I also think could be cool. Yeah, I mean, like you, I'm excited. It's done what a trailer or a short teaser should do, which is like, I want more. I want to see what this is all about.
Yeah, just how you're talking about how comics properties never translate directly across to, medium aside, just the fact that they just don't make it through the pipe. I think that Disney and Marvel are in the unenviable position of trying to keep longtime comics fans happy and make something entertaining for new people. So like Moon Knight was an example of just like, let's just explore a sliver of this. turn expectations on its head for people that expect something. People that don't, hopefully will still find some fun in it, and there's a kernel of truth to the character and what they do with it. So it's all kind of a multiverse to me. So I treat anything that gets to the screen like it's an Elseworlds story.
Absolutely.
Without being that, whatever. So I know it's only 2 views, but I feel like I have to start making predictions. I try not to do that with a lot of stuff, but
okay.
I looked up the cast on IMDb, and I see that Laura Donnelly, the woman that was cowering in the cage, is Elsa Bloodstone, who is the granddaughter of Ulysses Bloodstone. So she's a famous monster hunter in the Marvel books. Pretty big character in the last 20 years. I think she became popular when, what was that book Ellis wrote? Hate. She's on a team with like Machine Man and is it Warren Ellis? Like Agents of Hate. God, what the hell is that called?
Yes, you're right.
Hate Wave, or no, something Wave. God damn.
Next Wave? No, it's I can't remember exactly what it is, but I know what you're talking about. And yeah, that I think is the last book that I read with her. I'm not as familiar with her as I am a little bit more with Ulysses, but yeah, I'm excited. I mean, she's a great actress, and I'm excited to. She seems to have a pretty major role.
Yeah. So we see. My first thoughts on seeing the characters in cloaks, I was like, oh my God, are they doing the Moon Knight story but taking Moon Knight out of it? Like, is this the Church of the Path of the Left Hand or whatever? But no, it's introduced as some type of arcane, esoteric meeting of monster hunters. They all refer to themselves as hunters. And we get a nice little nod in my mind. This is written by Heather Quinn. She wrote the story in this teleplay. And she also did some writing for Hawkeye, which I absolutely fucking loved and wouldn't have changed a goddamn line of. So they allude to the fact that there's kind of a reference to The Beast Must Die, I think, the Amicus horror film that is the 10 Little Indians, but one of you is a werewolf. I got a big grin when that happened, saying that one of the hunters among you is actually a beast. I love that. We saw Man-Thing. And not the 2005 one that was made in Australia that went direct to video. That was a travesty.
It was.
So I can't wait to see Man-Thing. I was trying to figure out when this was set. I couldn't tell if they were just doing black and white as a Halloween special fun, like nod to Universal Monsters look and feel, or if this is actually like showing how lycanthropy comes into the Marvel Universe. And maybe I'm hoping the Darkhold makes an appearance somehow. I do really hope that Jack is tied to the Darkhold in some way. We have no idea if he is or isn't. He appears at the meeting of the hunters, and he appears to have some scars.
Yeah.
So I'm almost wondering if we're seeing different time periods in the story cut up and sent to us in a very postmodern, hyper-edited way, where he has come in to maybe hunt some monster hunters, and he has passed himself off as a monster hunter, but he's actually the werewolf by night. And there was a one-shot called Dead of Night Man-Thing. Did you ever read that one? It was like from 2008, 9. They did like one-shots for Son of Satan, Werewolf by Night, Man-Thing, and maybe something else.
No, I haven't read those.
Okay. There was something where there was a cult down in the bayou, a satanic cult who had captured Man-Thing, and they were eating him, like slicing him up and eating him like a ham because they were feeding off of his fear, and they were getting like some charge out of it or something. It was kind of sad actually, because he was still like alive. It was really weird. So I almost wonder if they were doing something like that here, where it's like they captured Man-Thing, this thing that's out in the swamps and feeds on fear, is attracted to fear, and they're using him as a moose bouche or something at this crazy monster hunter party. I don't know. Let's address something else. Maybe this isn't taking place in the black and white 30s, but IMDb currently says that Jacob Maya is Jake Gomez, who we all know is Taboo and Ben's modern incarnation, same banner name as Werewolf by Night. So we didn't see him. That's all.
Yeah, and I remember, we're friends with Ben. We follow him, and he got a lot of like congratulations when this was announced. I don't know if those were misguided, if Jake Gomez is in it, if he's not. He is currently listed, so we'll see where that goes. I mean, both of us like the character of Jake Gomez, so
Yes, very much.
I wouldn't mind him being in there at all. That'd be kick ass.
I think there's plenty of narrative and fan room for Jack Russell, I mean, and Jake Gomez to live in the same world together. I think they could make a cool pairing down the road at some point.
Yeah, I would love that.
I love the idea of same thing with the Flashes, right? With Barry and Jay, or you know what I mean, where there's the elder statesman. It's like, I've been through this. I've got scars. I'm battle torn and battle worn, and you're the young fresh kid. That dynamic is always super entertaining to me. So, anything like that. I wouldn't mind meeting Jack later down the road and kind of having some of his adventures be in flashback, showing the stuff he's been through to get to this point. I always love things like that.
Yeah, that would be great. I don't know. I'm excited.
Me too. I mean, this is a Halloween special, so I'm hoping people are digging the whole kind of camp arch fun. I mean, the soundtrack was very classically dramatic, old horror movie. It looks like a blast. I'm gonna probably have some popcorn and a big cold frosty beer and watch this the night it comes out. I feel like it's okay to say now that we're going to be having director Michael Giacchino on the show a week after this airs. So we will be talking with him extensively about our thoughts and feelings about it, and we're super excited to have him on. We're both huge fans of his composing work, and now he's directing, and he directed one of my favorite properties. So this is a dream come true for me to have him on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's been a supporter of the show. He's been so kind to us over the last year, and yeah, we're very excited to have him on and actually get to have a good conversation with him.
Yes. So my impressions were, did you get the impression that this was originally announced as a Halloween special, and it kind of seemed like a chunk would be Werewolf by Night and a chunk would be Man Thing and a chunk would be something, and now it seems like these are all kind of one story or something?
I was actually shocked that it was called Werewolf by Night, because we had kind of heard rumor mill wise, at least in the last couple months, that no, it's going to be the Halloween special, and Werewolf by Night is going to be an
Marvel Halloween special.
Yeah, that's what I thought the title was going to be.
Me too.
And so I was just, I got goosebumps seeing the Werewolf by Night title. I was like, oh, holy shit! Okay, this is good.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like I say, I love the classic font on it. I love the black and white. So yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and like I said, just to wrap, Elsa Bloodstone's in it. I love Ulysses Bloodstone. I love Monster Hunters. I love that whole thing that they tried to do with Ulysses Bloodstone in the 70s. He was around too short, in my opinion. They killed him off pretty early on, but then they gave him a granddaughter, and it kind of just continued that tradition, which I think is cool. So there's not a lot about in this that I'm not excited about. It looks crazy, and it looks super fun. I can't help but notice, though, that since I was watching the trailer, that means that we didn't get cameos in it, which is kind of bogus.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed too. But I
even sent something in. You ready?
I'm ready.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
Yeah.
That was probably not even as good as the one I sent in, too.
Yeah, no, I agree. I kind of hoped that we would be in the background in a bar scene, and and a werewolf would get thrown through a glass window, and we would be drinking we would drink to big glass, just in the background, just the two of us, just a little Easter egg.
Yeah.
For those fans of the show.
Yeah.
So that was my dream, and that didn't come true, but I'm okay with it.
Well, I'm going to start a petition.
Thank you. Retroactively get us in there.
Release the Jacob and Matt cut that doesn't exist.
It's going to be a popular hashtag.
My dream was to be victim 1 and victim 2, but the beer drinking thing I think we could have got away with. But okay.
We totally could have. But yeah, that's all right. It's
or
all
grog or mead or whatever era this is in. I don't know. Great. So I can't wait to see this. This comes out on October 5th, I believe. We'll be talking to Michael Giacchino the week following that. So make sure to check out. That'll be lucky episode 13 of season 3. Anything else?
No, I'm beyond excited. This made my day.
Cool. Folks, if you're not familiar with us, we probably should have done this at the beginning. Hi, I'm Matt Howell.
I'm Jacob Balcom.
And we host a podcast called Werewolf by Night Podcast, where we talk about Jack Russell and we went through his whole season. Season 1 was his whole series. And then season 2, we talked about John Jameson, the Man-Wolf. And then we came back. We're doing season 3, talking about Werewolf by Night's guest appearances after his book was canceled. And after this season, we'll be rebranding as Bronze Age Monsters. And we'll be talking about all different kinds of crazy Bronze Age Marvel weirdness, monsters and otherwise. So, yeah.
Yeah, we've had a lot of practice. We've done a really deep dive into the character of Jack Russell. We've probably spent 100 hours talking about him, and you can listen to all that. So, I think it's fair to say we're experts on the subject. I don't think that's bragging.
We're definitely buffs. I
We're
think we're experts at this point. But you can find us on Twitter at Werewolf Podcast. I mean, wouldn't you think that makes us experts on the Werewolf by Night podcast? I mean, come on.
Yeah. No, we are experts. We're buffs and experts.
Okay.
So I feel like we are the number one authority on the character. Maybe just because this character is fairly obscure and has kind of languished in obscurity for a very long time.
Too long.
And it's not anymore. It seems I've been loving reading the reactions today. It seems like people are really stoked that don't know anything about the character. So I can't wait for people to meet Jack Russell. It's an exciting day.
Yes, I agree. Lastly, you can find our podcast wherever you get podcasts. Just search for Werewolf by Night Podcast. That's every week, by the way. We don't take breaks. We're committed.
Never.
And we also have a Patreon, which is patreon.com/Werewolf by Night Podcast. And on there, we do special stuff for our different patron levels. So one of the things is we do a weekly bonus episode where we talk about a werewolf movie, and then we talk about other stuff we're reading, music we're listening to, etc. This week, we're releasing a bonus episode for free, just as a sampler to people who want to check out what we do. And on that free episode, we're talking about the 1981 movie with Albert Finney called Wolfen. And we're talking about the Scourge, the 80s villain-killing character. And we also go through a Werewolf by Night reading guide that someone put together and sent to us. So that's free. You can check it out and see if that's something that you want to sign up for. All right, folks. Well, we'll see you on the other side. Hopefully, we'll see you on the podcast that we do. Otherwise, you might want to check out our reaction to Werewolf by Night once it comes out. I'm sure we're going to do another one of these immediately after it drops on Disney, right?
For sure.
Right on. All right, everybody. Thanks for checking it out. See you later.